Hi there, my name is Steve Gearhart, and as always, this is the Unagi Observer. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching the video. You guys know I appreciate it that you do that. This is a labor of love for me, and I do enjoy doing it, and I'm glad that you're here to watch it. This week is going to be a swag video. Yes, another swag video from two of my favorite places here in Baltimore in terms of pop culture and things like that. One of them is a bunch of swag that I got from Atomic Books, which is a famous and very popular and well-loved indie bookstore here in the city. And right next door to it, if you are a vinyl record fan, is Celebrated Summer Records. And the dude that owns that is incredibly helpful. And you know, he's the guy that knows stuff. You know, you got a question, he's got an answer. So you know, please check this place out. I'm gonna talk about the swag that I got right now. All right, let us start with Atomic Books. The link will be down below. It's a wonderful indie bookstore. You will be able to find all sorts of things: comics, graphic novels. Yes, there is a difference. Manga. You're gonna find a lot of fandom magazines, fandom zines, homemade zines, and stuff that is sold on consignment. And when I mean by consignment, I mean things of literature and comics and things like that, not dresses or anything like that. So you'll see the things like that, like somebody just put together something and threw it out there for like $1, and you know, you can pick those things up if you want. They got some tchotchke there, stickers and things like that. I've gotten a couple stickers from them over the years. There are books, pop culture books about movies, about music, things that are just kind of not easy to find. Some amusing political ramblings of certain oddball people. So it's very eclectic, and it's one of those places where you're going to walk in there and you're going to be in there for like 3 hours, and you're not going to realize that you've been in there for 3 hours. You're going to go up to the counter with a stack of books, and you're going to break your bank account, and you're going to be like, oh my God, this is the most wonderful place ever. So yeah, there you go. So I didn't get a whole stack of stuff because, you know, I have only so much money. But I got some things and I want to share with you. Some of the stuff is actually free comics. You know how sometimes the comic book industry will, you know, not just on free comic book day, but every now and again throw something out there in the world. So let me show you some of the things I got there. Let's see if we can get that focus. Alright, camera's going to be a little wonky. Alright, Captain Marvel, #1 from Marvel Comics. So we'll give that a go, give that a ride. That was kind of a poor choice of words. I did like the movie. I know that some people didn't like the Marvel movie for whatever reasons, but I did enjoy it, so that's why I kind of picked it up. This one is kind of an oldie but a goodie, and I think it's probably a new story in here. It is Initial D from Konosha. There you go. Look familiar? Yeah. It's from Free Comic Book Day. There you go. So that looks interesting to read. Bare bones format, I gotta tell you. But it's manga and comic book form. So there's that one. And then the last freebie that I got was from IDW, called Godzilla, Here There Be Aliens. For you kaiju fans out there, I'll give you guys obviously I'll give you a review on some of this stuff. Oh wow, that's a really interesting. I don't know if you can see that. Cool. So there's that. And then I got into the ones, there's, you know, various places where they have like overstock comics or, you know, like number 3s or number 38s that they can't get rid of or whatever. And they're like, okay, you can buy one for 25 cents, 5 for $1, whatever. So I got a few of those. I got this one. I have no idea what it's about. The cover does not have a title. I think the title's on the back. It's called Pine and Merrimack. And I have no idea what this is about, but the cover is just very intriguing. Tell me what you think down below. Kind of interesting, isn't it? Yeah, that I got it solely on the basis of the cover here. I have no idea what this is about. All right, this one, it just looked amusing to me for a variety of reasons. I used to work in the alcohol industry, and I've worked in bars and love music and that kind of a thing. So from Dark Horse Comics, we have Barfly what do I have? Issue number 2. That looks like fun, doesn't it? Yeah, I'll let you guys know what that's about. This one I got because this recently, we're trying out kind of like different ways to RPG role play games and things like that, and I saw this and just for some reason it just kind of grabbed me. Before superheroes, before it all stood, the mighty barbarians. There we go. From Ablaze Comics. I don't know much about them. And on the back it says, they're barbarians. They loot, they plunder, they conquer. That's what they do, and they do it alone. Until now. Dun dun dun. So, issue 1, looks like. Alright. Let's see what this is all about. Could be fun. Now, remember I was telling you about that consignment stuff? Where you can write or make something, a little something, whatever you put on consignment. Basically, the way it works is when you go to an independent bookstore like this and you have you make a thing and you just want to sell it and you really just want it to be out in the world. You don't really care about making money off of it, but there's usually a consignment. It's something like a 60-40, like you get 60% of the proceed of the profit, they get 40% for having it in their store and selling it and giving it space, most importantly. So there are a couple places within the store where you can find these things. Some of them are fandom zines that you can find at the front of the store. Some of them are in just kind of like smaller kind of like racks, and that's where I found this one, where it is Proof I Exist, number 38, a year's worth of movies. By Billy McCall. This was actually done in January of 2022, so it's a little bit on the older side. The way it is it on the back it says, my friend Julie Jumprope kept track of all the movies she watched in 2020 with various goals on how many to watch, what to watch, etc. I didn't have any goals, but thought it might be fun to try keeping track. So here are all the movies I watched in 2021. Enjoy. This guy makes various of these. Hence, like this is number 38. There's another one that I think the newer one is all about a Toyota Corolla. It's just random stuff. So I figured, why not give this a go? It was only a couple bucks, so just kind of gives you an idea, right? So I'm enjoying it. So it's basically just like little reviews of all the things that he's watched. The Mighty Ducks. She watched 9 to 5, Good Old Fashioned Orgy. Well, interesting. Deadpool. It's a Disaster, something like that. So this is just a fun little thing. These are kinds of fun little gems that you can find in these kind of independent stores where, it's just something rando, right? It's just totally random, and you just pick it up and you just enjoy it for what it is, So looking forward to this. All right, so one of the things that I got, the second to last thing that I got, back in the day, after I watched Heavy Metal, was able to sneak an R-rated VHS tape to watch Heavy Metal. I've always been a fan of Heavy Metal magazine. Now, I didn't really collect them at the time. I just would have them, and then they would just disappear or just get destroyed through, just massive rereading, stuff like that. And I had this actual copy. It's a fairly iconic cover for you Heavy Metal fans who know exactly what this cover is. And it's just, I just love Heavy Metal because it's one of those things where it's just like they used to throw so many, just like, it wasn't just the fact that it was comics, but it was also the stories, and some of the stories were really, really interesting. So Heavy Metal, the Illustrated magazine, back from the 80s and 90s, and I think from 80s and 90s. So here it is. That's kind of an iconic cover right there. That's a well-known cover. So I saw this and I was just like, yeah, I'll spend the $15 on it. So yeah, there we go. Nostalgia piece, definitely. So here's something well and truly random, other than the consignment thing I picked up. I decided to go ahead and get a grab bag of comics. So this is Atomic Books grab bag, only $5. May contain anything. Caution, rated T on up. May not be suitable for sensitive readers. Dun dun dun. So I have no idea what's in here. So I'm about to open this up and I'm going to show you what's in here. Again, these are usually kind of like overstock items, not really, you know, I'm not going to be getting like, you know, Captain America #1 or anything like that. Or Marvel comic #1. Yeah, that would be amazing. That would just be weird and amazing. All right, so we're going to take out the back one. Okay, I'm greeted with someone taking a headshot. All right, here we go. We'll get to that one last. All right, so what do we have? What do we have? What do we have here in this grab bag that I know nothing about? This is from EU Comics, and it's called Scarlet with 2 T's. This is G.I. Joe. Okay, G.I. Joe. So this is about, from Image Comics, I'm sorry, and it's number 5. There we go. So there's that one. Dark Horse Comics. This is a number 3. Monsters Are My Business. Intriguing cover. He looks like a bouncer in Baltimore. Boom. So, guys, see that? All right. Sticker. I'll get to that in a minute. All right. This looks like a little. As I drop everything. All right. I have no idea what this is. Oh, this is an ad of sorts, I guess. Let's open it up. Oh, it's a poster. His hometown is a pawn in a toxic immigration debate, and Jamie Ray's problem just became intergalactic. This land is our land, a Blue Beetle story. So it's a promo poster of sorts. For those of you who are immigration, whatever, please keep your comments to yourself. This isn't that kind of channel. All right. From DC Comics, another Suicide reboot kind of comic. Number 5, we have Peacemaker on the front. Ultraman, it looks like, I think. Oh, wow. Okay. This should be interesting. Always been a fan of the Suicide Squad. I've always enjoyed it. Enjoyed the shows, enjoyed the movies. Way back in the day, I actually collected the original Suicide Squad comic book. So I will most likely enjoy that. Oh, wow. Okay. So back in the day when I was collecting comics, one of the comics that I collected, this tells you how old I am. I collected the first year or so of Alpha Flight. I loved Alpha Flight. I loved the whole idea of it. I loved the whole Canadian Avenger superhero type of thing. Issue 12, I don't want to spoil it for you. I was just like, oh my God, they did what? And they just had different stories at the time that was kind of refreshing. And we have Marvel Fall of X. This is issue 5, Alpha Flight. I am going to enjoy that. So that is Denley Ernest's daughter up on the upper left. That is Shaman on going down. I think that is his daughter. And then of course Snowbird, Puck. We always love Puck, and I think that is definitely not Wolverine. I do not think. Oh no, that's Aurora. Not okay. Aurora and North Star, and I'm not sure who that dude is. He kind of looks like Wolverine a little bit. You see him down there, but he's probably like a relative of a son or something. I don't know. But yeah. Oh wait, a bonus digital edition. Details inside. Interesting. This could be fun. This could be a lot of fun. Okay, so this is the one that I picked up like as soon as I removed the back cover, back cardboard sleeve. I was greeted with this image. Right. All right, so I'm like, okay, yeah, definitely enough for sensitive readers. This is the Blackout Bombshell from Sumerian Comics, I guess, and this is issue number 2. I have no idea what this is about. If you guys happen to know something that I say I know nothing about, put it down there. No spoilers, please. But yeah, just let me know if you know about any of these things, excuse me. And there's a sticker in here. And I have no idea what this is about. Scarf with 3 F's. Scarf Comics. Nearest Paper. Reuse paper? And a whole bunch of characters on it. Again, if anybody knows what that's all about, please let me know. I am very curious about that. All right, so that is my swag from Atomic Books. Hope you enjoy that. I will put a review of the ones that I think deserve a review in a later video. So on to Celebrated Records. All right, so right next door to Atomic Books is Celebrated Records. It's a wonderful little vinyl store that I go to, and the main reason why I go to that particular one more than anywhere else is because the owner really knows his stuff, and he is very willing to share information. He's a music fanboy, so if you have any questions about stuff, no matter how obscure you think it might be, go in there and ask. He has answers to your questions. As a matter of fact, when I went in there, actually what I was looking for was a soundtrack record to Fooly Cooly, the first season, actually any of them, because I like the music of the Pillows. So I went in there, of course, didn't really see anything, and so I asked the guy, I said, hey, the Pillows, anything? And he gave me the story, and he said, look, you can find obviously the Pillows digitally. You can find it, you can buy the CDs. Japan's still big on the CDs and stuff like that, but you're not gonna find the records. I can't even find the records. I go there twice a year, to Japan twice a year, to find these things, and it's really hard to find. And he goes, and you can find people with it. They might be selling it online, but you're going to pay a lot of money. It's money that I'm not willing to pay for a used album of that nature, because it's just too much. And he goes, went on to tell me, and he said that it's kind of weird over there that like when you have newer music, like newer meaning like up to 10 years or so, or like 15, 20 years, you can't really find that stuff in terms of vinyl. Like it just doesn't exist almost. Like they do a pressing and then it's just gone, right? And he says, but if you look at the really older stuff, like older, like J-pop from the early 90s, from going on back, he goes, you can find any of that anywhere, and the Japanese record companies will pump that stuff out. But when it comes to the newer stuff in terms of vinyl, not so much. So I thought that was kind of interesting. So in case you're wondering, in case you're a vinyl record collector like myself, and you're looking for the Pillows, good luck, and let me know if you're successful. I would really like to know how much you paid, because apparently it's a pretty penny. So anyway, so I went through this store, and I just bought all this stuff at Atomic Books, so I wasn't going to go hog wild. I said, okay, I'm only going to buy one album this time around, and it was a toss up between what I bought and a favorite punk band of mine from back in the day called The Damned. The Damned is one of my personal favorites, and I grew up with and just really, really enjoy. And whenever they're in town, I try to see them. And they're from Britain. The album that I was thinking about getting, I already have all the songs on different media and things like that, but it was just a compilation that I had not seen before. So I was kind of like, do I really want this? And then when I was looking through the soundtracks, I found something. And I have no idea what this is. So normally I like music documentaries. I watch, I wouldn't say I watch all of them or anything like that, but when it pops up, I'm like, okay, I'll give it a go. And usually because I know the music behind the documentary, right? So like, so these compilation records are kind of fun from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Now, this one, I had no idea what this was about. And it's called Record Safari Original Motion Picture Soundtrack. All right. There you go. I had no idea of what this was. I had known nothing about it. And I'm going to do a review of the movie and this album on my other channel, Unagi Steve, at some point in the future. I'll let you guys know when I do that. But just give you an idea of who's on here: Bikini Kill, Deidre in the Dark, High Waisted, Atmosphere, Fiona Silver, Lenny K, just Atlantic Thrills, just so many interesting. Oh, the postmarks! I didn't just see that. Oh wow. Okay. Interesting. So when I was talking to the guy after we had the pillows discussion, I said, "Hey, what do you know about this?" And he said that I know some of the songs on the back here, and it just looks interesting, but I don't know this movie at all. And he goes, "Well, it's a fun movie. It's about a guy who kind of visits vinyl stores across the nation, and he's talking about music, and he's picking up records, and this was something that was done a few years ago." And he goes, "It's a really good album. The soundtrack's really nice, but I'm a little bit biased on this." I said, "What do you mean?" And he goes, "Well, I'm in it. I'm in the movie." And he goes, "I was interviewed. They did an interview here at the store, and he goes, you can find it online somewhere." And I did find it. It is on YouTube. But it was funny because when I opened this was an original pressing, and this thing popped out and it says, "Thanks so much for purchasing this record. Please visit RecordSafariTheMovie.com. We'd like to offer you 50% on the DVD or digital download." So it comes with a little thing there. And so I'm eager to watch the movie and listen to the album here. As like I said, I'm familiar with some of the bands on there. Some of the songs I even know, but not all of it. So I'm really looking forward to putting this on the turntable and having a listen, and then watch the movie and see my guy from Celebrated Summer Records in the movie. So there you go. That was my purchase from the vinyl shop. There you go. And fun times. So that is it for my swag video. In the future, I will be doing a review of these things. I'm not going to review like I usually do of every single thing. I think I'm just going to pick, what are the cool things that I think you should know about. And again, I think I'm going to reserve Records for Safari for the Unagi Steve channel. That channel deals a lot with music and just oddball things like this. So I will, once I do that, I will be sure to let you guys know so that you can watch it and get an idea of the movie and the record, which looks very, very interesting to me. And again, I can't wait to hear it. Maybe I'll listen to it and then listen to it again while I'm reading the comics. Wouldn't that be fun? Yes, it would. I'm looking forward to it already. I'm looking forward to that. So yes, that is it for this week, the swag video. And thank you as always for watching this. So you guys be good out there, because I want to see you out in the world, out in the wild, and maybe at a convention or something. If you recognize me, come up to me and say hi. I would love to talk to you. Please do. I would love to have that happen. But that means that you got to take care of yourselves. So please take care of yourselves, because I do love you guys. And and so hopefully maybe in the future, but if not in person, definitely next week. Please watch us at Anime Archaeology. The link will be down below, so be sure to check that out. And as always, you know what I'm going to say, right? Watch more anime.